Okay.
Let's just imagine the logo is flashing up on the screen right now. Ready?
Hello and welcome to the Pagey train. I'm here with a very good friend of mine and producer, writer, event coordinator.
Sex symbol.
And sex symbol. Overall awesome dude, Jonathan Chapman. Welcome.
Thanks, Ross. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, just before we get into it, because we're here to talk about you, because, you know, you and your awesomeness in being an artist in Western Sydney.
Yeah.
But I'd just like to take this moment to say why am I doing this podcast?
Sure.
Do you want to know about why
Yeah.
you're training?
Yeah, I do, actually. You tell me.
Well, I guess I just want to put more platforms out there for Western Sydney artists, and for musicians, filmmakers, even academics to talk about what they're doing in Western Sydney.
That's all right by me.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you're here as one of our first guests.
What spurred this on?
I've been thinking about doing this for a really long time, and I think it was just knowing so many people in Western Sydney and all the cool things that they're doing, and someone that promotes events. I can see all of this talent out there, and they just need unification, and I think there's things that are making that happen. Western Sydney Filmmakers Hangout, I think that's something that's making that happen. It's causing collaborations.
Yeah.
I think Made in the West certainly does that.
Totally.
It's giving a platform for artists in Western Sydney. There are so many music shows that I see out there that are being put on by people from Western Sydney, from rappers to country and Western artists to people who do heavy metal. Of course.
No one comes to mind.
But there's just so many people out there doing so many cool things. I think this is just an opportunity to perhaps amplify those things. I just want to give people another platform to talk about what they're doing and why they're doing it, and try and bring the passion that they have to the show.
That's really wonderful. What a giving guy you are.
So, Jonathan Chapman, producer. We went to university together.
We did. That's where we met. I remember, second year of uni, A class with the one and only Iqbal Barkat. Shout out to you, Iqbal.
Yeah, big shout out to Iqbal.
Are amazing.
I've got a story about that man I need to tell you. Well, no, do you want me to tell you now?
Yeah, please, I do.
Okay, so final film, going through the WSU sort of film school setup that they've got.
It's interesting that you call it WSU, because I am still attached to UWS.
UWS, yeah. That was a strange transition.
Yeah.
But it's WSU now.
It is.
That's their thing.
Yeah.
But back when it was UWS, third year undergrad final, I think it was a final film. We were all sitting in an auditorium watching each other's final work, and Iqbal is just, hence the shout out. He's just a man of knowledge, and he's really good at imparting that knowledge on to his students. And he's there grading films with other, academics, and he was the film that was on before mine. The credits had rolled, and he just opens up with, "This is the kind of film that I just utterly detest. It is simply a waste of time. It has no narrative arc, and you should really look at why you're doing it and how you're doing it." Okay, Ross, you're up next. I was like, but with that said, though, I did do okay, but it was nerve-wracking. To watch someone get brutalised, because they got their final work up on screen. It's just, absolutely nerve-wracking.
Yeah. Well, how do you follow up that? What was that film that you followed up?
What was the name of that film? I think it was Colonel.
Oh, yeah. Back in the day.
With Matt Chin and Alan. What's the other fellow's name?
Nathan. I couldn't tell you his last name.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nathan.
You were very good in that film.
Couldn't tell you Alan's last name.
Alan Lee.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's Alan Lee.
And Chin, of course. Chin is his last name.
Yeah, well, Chin's notorious, isn't he?
A rose called by any other name wouldn't smell as sweet. a chin called by any other name.
He's a beautiful and wonderful man.
Shout out to Chin as well.
Yeah, big shout out to Chin.
Yeah.
But yeah, so UWS. Second year. What was the name of that? You were working on a zombie film? Was it a zombie film? No, suicide film.
Oh, the Western City
Suicides.
No, that was third year. No, we're talking about the story of how we met, and that was second year, and that was this class with Iqbal. I couldn't tell you what the name of the class was. And there was someone else in the class who will remain nameless, who just constantly put up their hand. And I get that's why university exists. Like, it's like, yes, participate, yes, be a part of this conversation. But for the love of God, shut up. Like, stop making the rest of us look bad. Also, like, your voice is annoying, but then there's also you, and you were putting up your hand. You try and, like, counterbalance. You try and, like, sneak one in there. And I was like, who's this guy? Like, who's this guy coming to the party with all these great ideas and, like, these things, you know, to contribute? And then I think over time, you know, we just naturally got to know one another.
Yeah, we did.
And spend time. And I remember sitting in that cafe, whatever that cafe was called, having bacon and egg burgers, and just hearing stories. 90% of them were just about you and Misty and how you, and how you met, and just
well, you were friends with Misty as well.
Yeah,
because she was doing English text and writing, and we were doing communication.
Yeah, so all of my majors were with you, and a lot of my electives were with Misty, and that was great because, you know, she would start a conversation in class, and I would usually chip in, or she'd do that sneaky thing where she'd look at someone and, you know, and force them to contribute, which was great as well. And then what was it, the singer-songwriter series?
That's right, yeah, that was my first gig. Right, yeah, that was my really very first gig, where we were camera operators for a TV show. I was out, that went to air as well. So it was our first gig, went to air.
That was TVS.
Yeah,
good old
community
days.
TV, good old days. I do miss those days. So since university, what projects have you been working on? Like, what's something that comes straight to mind?
That's such a broad question. When did we graduate? Well, I graduated in 2014. I think you were before me.
Did I? Yeah, no, I graduated 2013, but that was my honours as well.
Right. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Just little Mr. Achiever, aren't you? Well, no, it's funny you say that, because I actually went to uni after high school because I liked a boy, and I was like, all right, I'll go to uni with you. Why the hell not?
So you went for a tertiary education to chase love.
I went to university for love, yes. And I
never knew that. I don't recall this.
Really? Oh, it's a great story. 6 months in, end of first semester, he gave me a call and was like, yeah, it's not for me. I can't do it. We, of course, did all of our classes together, our group work, and so he was dumping me with all of these unfinished things. I was like, come on, dude, like, 1 week to go, at least stick around, get the credit points, you know. No, not interested. And that was the best thing that ever happened to me, because then it made me stand on my own 2 feet and find my own friends and find my tribe, and now here I am X amount of years later with my friends for life. So
yeah, that's a really good way to put that. Friends for life. I like that, Jonathan.
Isn't it just? Went to uni for love. Then, in the middle of going to uni, started this job at a hotel and really, really loved it. Still remains the best job I ever had. Really great team, really a lot of fun. I got to flex my customer service muscles and those people skill muscles that are really strong.
Didn't you win a couple of awards doing that role?
Internationally recognised for my customer service skills. Thank you.
That's pretty impressive.
Isn't it just?
Like, you don't really hear a lot about that.
What's more impressive is that they had some big wig sponsors on the stage announcing the names of the winners, and because I had highly commended second place, the host, Lisa Wilkinson's television's Lisa Wilkinson, read out my name. And so who's the real winner, right?
It's pretty good. It's pretty damn awesome, actually.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that's your day job, though.
Yeah,
that was your day job.
No, but this is the thing, because I went to uni and then I started this thing in the hotel, and I was like, well, actually, I like this and I'm good at this. And then so uni kind of fell to the side, and then I went back eventually, graduated, and then stayed at the hotel and didn't really use my degree in communications instantly, and then left the hotel middle of 2017, entered a period of fun employment.
Yeah. Well, how long were you fun employed for?
I was fun employed for 10 months. The plan was 3 months. That's what I told my mum. In the back of my head, I knew it was going to be 6 months, but I knew that I would start looking for work at the end of the 3 months, and then that 3 months ended up being 10 months, which was ridiculous, really.
I don't think it was.
Look, it was a lot of fun. I mean, I got to see people and spend time with people and see my friends.
You really did a lot of growing in that time.
I think so too. Yeah, I really do. I don't know. Being without work fucks with your head though. Like, it's like, okay, I've had enough now.
How so?
Well, I don't know. It's like, well, am I going to find a job? What if I don't? Like, I don't know. It just goes crazy.
Fears and anxieties.
Yeah, and it's like, I want to leave the house today. Like, I need a reason to leave the house today. Yeah. But no, then found work for a charity in the city, which was extremely rewarding and a lot of fun. Let's rewind, sorry, slightly back. So Fun Employed 2017, halfway through, and so then that's when I think I turned a lot of my attention to Men in the West, especially, and then the start of 2018 was really when I think, oh, hang on, no, of course 2017 was...
2017.
How dare I forget this?
Yeah, you've been with us longer than you think.
No, like I know that... No, I'm trying to... I want to segue into Night Owls, of course, which was mid-2017, so Night Owls was, of course... what's the word I'm looking for? A sequel, in parts to an earlier Sleep that we did at university. So Night Owls was a sequel of sorts.
So you did, I remember Sleep, because Sleep played at a few festivals, didn't it?
It premiered at Men in the West.
Natalie did really well with that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, a big shout out to Natalie.
Another shout out to Natalie. I feel like this is going to be the first segment, the Pagey train shout out.
Yeah, the Pagey. Well, that's
insert sound effect here. That'll come.
Well, but you've been a part of so many projects. So you just brought up, Night Owls. You wrote Mould.
Mould, my own web series.
Yeah, you co-directed Mould.
Yep. Produced.
You're a producer on Made in the West TV. You've done. Oh, there was that one with that. You were talking about it before we started. Nightingale, Nina Nightingale, the interview.
Yeah.
What else is on this list? There's heaps on this list.
How long do you have?
3 Feet Deep.
Rachel Bell Myers. One of the highlights from 2018 for me was working with Campbelltown director Bina Bhattacharya, a very good friend of mine. We met actually through the Western Sydney.
Was that Musings?
No, it wasn't actually. Funny, we'll get there. Okay. But no, we met through, of course, the Western Sydney Filmmakers Hangout, the inaugural event that happened in July of 2017, I believe. Of course, that was set up by Rachel Bell Myers and Matt Vella. Two more shout-outs.
Yes.
This list is growing. So that was set up, of course, to bring together the filmmaking community out here in Western Sydney. And that's where I met Bina. And she was very taken by me and quickly impressed by me and my people skills. Had a meeting shortly after, and over some Lebanese food in Fairfield, we talked about some of her upcoming projects. Formed a great friendship with her, and then at the start of 2018, she began her Showreel Shorts series, which was a series of short films in their own right.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yeah, I worked on one of those.
Yeah, you did. So showreels in their own right, but also short films in their own right as well. And the basic premise was working with people of a minority who are typically typecast in their roles, and so it was to show diversity in their performance, in their skills, in their talent.
Well, Bina's an award-winning, filmmaker.
Yes.
She's taken out some of the glassware from Made in the West.
Absolutely.
What was she like working with?
And internationally, can I put that in there? She's premiered at like 16 different countries. Like, she is one to watch.
Yeah, no, she's definitely killing it.
Working with her is incredible. She has such a unique way of... Shout out to Bina.
Hello, Bina.
Unique way of viewing the world, observing the world, and somehow attaching that to, I don't know, visions and ideals and values and themes and, I don't know, like just things that I never would think about. And she has a way of like turning that into absolutely superb dialogue.
Yeah, she's made some real gold. I think. Yeah,
and it's just so captivating, and you don't want to take your eyes away from it, and the attention to detail, especially.
Yeah, I think so.
Every little thing is thought about.
Yes. Is that the experience working with her there as well?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So what was the name of that film again?
The Showreel Shorts was the
Showreel
series.
Shorts was a series.
So the first one, which was with...
It was Crack in the Wall?
No, that was the third one. No,
Okay.
Second one. Could be the second one.
Was that the second one?
Definitely
Okay.
the
Well,
second
what was the first one?
First one was with Flick Davey and Samantha Skelton.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. Yeah, I remember that one.
Stepsisters. Yep. So we shot that in inner West, actually, but a lot of Western Sydney crew. Disclosure. Second one was Another Crack in the Wall with Maryland's based June Carolyn Hopes. Go like her on Instagram, please. Another shout out to you, Junie. We love you.
Yeah, no, she's fantastic.
She's pretty good value. Yes, and then the third one was with Tommy Misa. So that was at his place in Redfern, and I forget the name of the actor that he acted opposite
done all
against.
right.
I'm usually
That's pretty
pretty good
good.
with names. Thea? No, that can't be right.
it?
Leah. Not important. It is important. Cut that out. And the fourth one was Musings, of course, which I actually ended up taking a step away from because that really solidified into a really, really strong script. She managed to secure an amazing cinematographer, an amazing producer.
Yeah, it was beautifully shot.
It's
Beautifully shot.
incredible team, and it just so happened that they were all female. The actors as well, both lead actors.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And so
totally.
I said, Bina, I think I need to take a step away from this project and let you ladies shine. And so that's what we did.
Oh, wow.
And Musings really, in its own right, turned into quite the successful, beautiful short film.
Yeah, I think it played really well.
Yeah.
I think it got a good reception. That film.
Yeah.
So you also write. So you've written Mould.
Yes.
You've shot series 1.
Yes.
What inspired you to do Mould?
Ooh, what a good question.
Because you've written a lot of Mould.
I'm going to burp first.
So you should have just done it into the mic.
Gotta lean into it.
That's what Rob was doing.
Yeah?
Just like, he didn't care.
Right, just
But
belch
that's
into
Rob.
the mic.
Shout out to Rob.
Shout out to Rob.
So Mould, what inspired you to do that? It's quite an intricate story.
So many things. Mould was a little baby that was born, I suppose, in Tasmania. I did a visit to Tasmania in 2013, I think. And that's where really this idea of, sacrifices that people make for love. And initially, of course, it starts off with this idea of a couple and this guy who says, I'm gay, to his girlfriend, and the girlfriend counters with, well, I love you and I don't want to lose you. And so if I have to become a man, I will, because I love you that much. And then, 6 years later, I realised that's actually quite offensive to trans people, really, So let's change the narrative, and let's revisit this idea of maybe, he's at a point in his life where he realises he's gay. She's at a point in her life where she realises she's trans. They come together to share their secrets and then realise that maybe that's not the end, or it doesn't have to be the end, or it could just be the start of something more beautiful. So the inspiration came from that. I suppose at first I'm really heavily inspired by things like Weeds, the TV show.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good.
Amazing. I think it's
I binged that one.
my all-time favorite TV show. I'm particularly fond of that sort of style of like every episode's ended on a cliffhanger, and me growing up and watching Neighbours and fucking loving drama.
That's
and
right.
serialized
You're an
drama
avid
especially.
Neighbours fan.
Yeah, really am.
You really are.
Yeah. Saw Eve Morey at Mardi Gras this year on the Neighbours float.
Blew your mind?
I blew her kisses and she blew me kisses.
Oh.
And apparently Kylie Minogue was there.
And you missed that.
I completely missed that. I was like, no, Eve Morey. Like, hello. That was a lot of fun. Shout out to Holly, who was there with me. And shout out to Eve Morey.
Holly was our guide up in the Gold Coast for shooting
Mould. Mould Day 7.
Yeah.
She was our runner, I would say. She was our runner. She was an actor. She was a lot of fun to work with too. Very giving.
That was a hoot.
It was a hoot.
Yeah. Well, thanks for doing that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going up to the Gold Coast doing
Well, I mean, right, we're going to film in the airport. Like, you want to pay $800 to film in the airport, or do you want to just pay $800 and fly somewhere?
That's right. I know. Well, I think we were a bit cheeky.
We were very cheeky.
Very cheeky. But we are very cheeky in a lot of our location shoots.
Well, I think that's the nature of filmmaking in Western Sydney. You know, you shoot the stories that are important to you, but you have to shoot within your means. And for a lot of us, it's what do we have? What locations do we have? I've got a mate that owns a restaurant. You know, my friend's car. You know, that sort of stuff. And yeah, I think that's also for Mould, especially writing within my means and what can I pull off. That said, we shot in an airport. We had 3 actors in army suits.
That's right. Oh yeah, and I remember. Yeah, you've said to me, I've read the script and there's an army truck.
Yeah.
In the script.
Yeah.
And when I've going through the storyboard process with you, I've gone, an army truck. Do you know how hard it's going to be to get an army truck? I was driving through the back of Kingswood. I saw an army truck on this dude's property, and we ended up making contact with them to get the army truck. Turned out it was the easiest thing in the film.
It was the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, it was absolutely the easiest thing to do. But I remember when I prioritised all of the scenes that were there. I analysed that. I'm like, that's going to be really, really hard.
Yeah.
And
of course, I'm writing and going, oh, that'll happen. Like that'll just happen.
Yeah, I just can't believe you pulled it off.
Yeah. I can't believe we pulled it off.
Yeah, we did. We did a good job.
Yeah.
So with that said, though, we did present Mould to an audience in the Golden Age cinema.
Shout out to them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We had, but what else did we show there? So we had Night Owls.
We did have Night Owls that we displayed there. I think that was Night Owls' premiere, was it not? And of course, Mould's premiere.
Yeah.
And the interview. That we did with Nina, as you mentioned before, Nina Nightingale.
Yeah, that's right. So we got to do 3 films in one night.
Yeah, we did.
Natalie's film, though, it was an interesting story how that came about. Yeah, have I told you this story?
I don't know if you have. Is this the first time learning about it?
Maybe. It might be. I don't know if I've told you. But it's how Night Owls happened.
Right.
Because we caught up with Natalie for a drink in PJ's at Parramatta. And I can't remember why we were there. It was just... We just happened to...
Is that better?
That's way better.
Great.
I couldn't remember why we were there. It was... we just so happened to be in Parramatta and we decided to catch up for a drink. We actually had pints with Natalie. And she was talking about the script that she had an idea for. I don't think she'd even written it. She had an idea for a script. And she was telling us the story, and I remember talking to her going, yeah, well, write the main story and then do these flashbacks. Write the script like that. And I remember I had like 2 pints, and, I had a little bit to drink, and I was just being really like, you can do this. And then I think, and I said to her, if you write it, I'll shoot it. Right. 3 months later, she shows up with a script. I've written this movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, we got to do it.
Yeah.
I've said I'll do it, so we ended up doing it. We ended up. We didn't know. We couldn't get a cinematographer. That was the hardest thing with that film. We ended up going with Matt C. Vella.
Yep.
Matthew C. Vella.
Yep.
What does he prefer? Is it Matt Vella?
Well, he's Vella to everyone, but I think in a professional sense, he's a Matthew C.
He's a Matthew C. Vella?
Period Vella.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Apparently, there's actually quite a few Matthew Vellas. And quite a few of them are filmmakers, so yes.
Well, a big shout out to Matthew, another guy that's taken a lot of glassware home from Made in the West, which is quite an achievement.
Two in fact.
Yeah, over 2 different years. He did 2016, I think it was.
Bleeding Backs.
And then it was 2018.
For She's Not Your Type.
She's Not Your Type. An absolute barrage of intense comedy.
Yeah, a barrage.
Yeah.
What a great word to use.
What it is, it's just an absolute onslaught.
She's not your barrage.
She's not your barrage.
Do you mind if we rewind for a second? I want to pick up on something that you just said, which was it's kind of like these deals that happen, right? So Nat, you're saying that you said to Nat that if you write it, I'll shoot it. I think that also is a testament to filmmaking in Western Sydney. You know, like we all have these skills, we all have these strengths and stuff, and I think that's also, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Because we all have like you say, a different skill set, and when you put those all into one room, you can churn out a movie.
Magic happens, actually.
You've been my producer on a lot of things. Very good and fantastic producer. And we worked on Made in the West TV.
Yeah.
Because we got the studio space from WSU.
Yep.
Big shout out to WSU.
Thank you, WSU.
For giving us the studio space to shoot our talk show, which we will be releasing soon.
And was a fantastic opportunity for their communication students to jump on board, you know, and experience a live set.
Yeah, that's right. And, you know, we had our 3 winners, and it was, what was his name? Andrew Lee.
Yep, Andy.
Yeah, Andrew Lee. He was asked a question by Sunil, and he's like, "Well, what's film? What is filmmaking to you?" And he said, "You know, filmmaking is a hustle. It's all a hustle. You know, you've got to find a budget, you've got to find places, you've got to find people." And
it circles back to this shooting within your means.
Yeah, that's right. You write a script that's within something that you can capture, and then you hustle that. And the way that he framed that, I just think it really hit home with me. Filmmaking is a hustle.
Yeah,
and you got to hustle with other artists and other people that are really driven to do it. So, you know, working on with Mould, you were extremely driven to get that done. We were extremely driven to get that done.
It's funny you say that, because honestly, I'm not sure if you know this, but especially in the lead up to that, I was so, like, I was really anxious, and I just wasn't sure. I was really uncertain, and then it just gets to that point of no return where you go, okay, actually, no, these 10 actors have, you know, committed their time. You know, like,
we've got to shoot this now.
Yeah, like all that. I'm like, all right, it looks like it's happening.
Yeah. I was a bit scared on that one as well, because I hadn't been on, you know, lead principal photography for a while, and you know, that was nerve wracking. I remember doing a bit of training with myself beforehand and going, all right, I've got to do my best at this. So I was also scared.
Scared together.
Scared together. So 3 Feet Deep. Talk to me about 3 Feet Deep. What did you do on 3 Feet Deep?
3 Feet Deep was a short film. It's actually the result of... Let me just untangle my cord. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got all tangled up there as well.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yes, 3 Feet Deep was the baby, I suppose, the result of Bankstown-based filmmaker Rachel Bell Myers, who, of course, took out the title of Best in the West at Made in the West Film Festival in 2016 and 2017.
Yeah, dual winner. Big shout out to RBM.
RBM to her friends.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Love someone with letters for, like, an acronym for a nickname. You know they mean business. The B actually stands for business.
So what was it like working with RBM?
Well, let me rewind. Sorry. RBM, working with RBM winner 2016-2017, and then of course won this prize to work with Raj Sharma, Blacktown-based cinematographer, I should say. Incredible work that he does. Big shout out to Ra.
Dude has a lot of skill,
and he's now traveling across the world after creating this small business, and now, you know, doesn't have a spare weekend. Amazing. Yes, and so 3 Feet Deep was actually the the result of her winning that prize and being able to work with
That's
Ra.
right, yeah.
And so she came out with this script, which focuses on a man who is in a particular conundrum in his life, and it looks at responsibility and choices and the effects that one person's choice can have, in a nutshell. And so working with Rachel on that was a lot of fun. So I assisted and directed on that. I think
another really good director. That's why I'm just curious. So, like, you've worked with some
some big names,
some heavy,
some ones to watch.
The heavy hitters of Western Sydney. You've worked with them. You're always a producer.
Does that make me a heavy hitter?
You are a heavy hitter. You are sought after.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm just curious about what it's like to work with all these cool directors.
Yeah. Well, look, I think when it comes, and I've only worked with them in the capacity of assistant director, which I've got to be honest, I'm not sure is for me. I don't like that sort of commanding presence that an assistant director has to have. I'd much prefer being like a yes man and, you know, making everyone happy and going around with a bag of lollies and just making sure everyone's energy levels are okay. So when it comes to assistant directing, I've got to say, like, I don't feel that confident with it. I think I'm good at it, but I don't enjoy it. So yes, in that capacity with Rachel, who is absolutely in control of everything, you know, and you know her sets are amazing to be on there. Is this whirlwind of energy, and everyone is there and feels motivated and feels connected to the project, and she just looks after everyone, you know, and makes sure that they feel comfortable on set, and you know that they are very clear with what they're doing as well. She's one of those people, one of those rare people that can bring people together like that, you know, and get everyone sharing this sort of common vision.
Yeah, she's very good at harnessing talent,
isn't she? Just
yeah.
That shoot was particularly convenient, I must say.
Yeah.
We shot that in Hunts Creek Reserve, which of course is in North Parramatta, which was the back of my place. So sleeping every day. Well, I should say we also shot it the first day. Sorry, it was at Bankstown, but then the main.
It's good to get a sleep in when you're working on a film.
That's it. Rest is important. Yes, no, the main crux of that film takes place in a forest, and so that was really great to be in that location. A bit particularly grueling, a bit of digging involved. So convenient, but also horrendous RBM, if you don't mind me saying. No, it was a real test. I actually at work was super busy that week. It was like one of our busiest weeks at work. It was a lot of very de-energizing week at work, and then to step into digging dirt and shifting soil.
Well, I was actually
lugging gear.
I was geared up to be a digger.
Yeah.
On that film, and I was busy that weekend. I had to go and shoot somewhere. Yeah. And sorry.
Dodged that bullet.
I dodged that bullet.
Yeah. And I was actually quite sick for about 2 weeks after that shoot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I mean, that was a mixture of lots of little things. Lost a lot of weight as well, so thanks, RBM. Yeah.
Yeah, well, so that's working with RBM, and you know, you're also a event coordinator on Made in the West. So we were touching on that before.
Yeah.
So when did you actually start with Made in the West?
Oh, help me.
Let me go and pour a beer while you answer this question.
Okay. Did I just pretend that I'm still talking to you?
Yeah. No, just talk to me over at a distance.
Why are you even here? You should have just. I should have just done this from home. Like, why? What the fuck am I here? Made in the West began in 2012. Of course, as you know, you all right? As you know, it started off as
I think you're killing me.
It's no good. You're better alive than dead. Yes, Made in the West started off as the final screening night of our final year at uni. And as far as I understand, and maybe you have a different takeaway from this, the following year, all these people said, so is that happening again? Like, that was a lot of fun. Can that happen again? And I think this little light bulb went off in your head and said, and you went, you know, oh, like...
Yeah, no, totally.
There's this real opportunity here. Well, not opportunity, but there's this real, you know, the people want it.
People were hungry for it.
Yeah.
That's the thing that went off. That's the light bulb that went off in me.
Yeah.
Is that we just wanted a place to show our movies. I think that year we'd made three short films.
Yep.
And the following year we made another short film. So in those 2 years, we were just going to screen. I think it was Colonel. We were going to screen Colonel because. Where we were, they didn't want to screen our films at night.
Can I jump in here and just say, Colonel, one of my favourite things about this film is that people, you've said this before, people watch it and try to find this message, you know.
It's got a certain design to it.
This context. And you will just proudly claim that, you know,
there's no context.
There's no context. I just want to try out this shot. Like, I just want to see if I could do this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all means nothing, actually.
Yeah. We actually taped a whole bunch of dialogue together that means nothing. and people were like, oh, what's this movie about?
What better way is there to learn?
Yeah, no, we did a lot of cool shots. There was a lot of cool shots in that movie. But yeah, we just wanted to show that, and we realised that, we're going to get 20 people to go and see this thing.
Yeah.
We had an opportunity at the Roxy Hotel.
I missed the Roxy, I must say.
Yeah, the Roxy was awesome. They were like insane days.
Venue.
Yeah, it really was. And look, we had the second year for Made in the West. We got to show
2013.
2013. Yeah.
Yep.
Was it 2013?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. We got to show Pushing the Envelope, which is like, that was the crown jewel of SSP for, excuse me.
Just burp into the microphone.
For quite some time. So, yeah, I think we had a packed house to show Pushing the Envelope.
Yeah.
We put in the best time slot. It had the maximum impact.
Yeah.
And it got a really good reception. But, that was our own selfish wants in Made in the West. We just wanted to... We just named the film festival Made in the West because it was made in the West. The year before, we had a whole bunch of films around the films that we were showing. The first Made in the West, Still Searching Productions, we had shown 3 films at that festival. Yeah, that was the first festival where we played 3 films.
Isn't it funny to think that, and I know we're going off topic here, but isn't it funny to think that, I don't know, like it was kind of born out of this need for us to tell our stories, or I don't know, like we had these things and we want to put them out in the world, but now really we're not a voice, we are the stage, and
that's right,
we're the platform, and we say to everyone and anyone, hey, come here,
come and make a movie,
come be the voice.
That's right. There's a lot of complexities to how it started. But essentially it started at the Roxy Hotel with us just wanting to show our films. But all the other films that we had shown around our films, because we invited our fellow filmmakers to join us. I think the first Made in the West we had 12 filmmakers, so we shown about 15 films. And
we're over 200 now.
Yeah.
We'd be well over 200 now. 200 short films.
Oh, well over that. We've seen all of the content that's in Western Sydney, pretty much, and what everyone's doing. We've definitely got up to the playhead. There's a lot of new content that's been made. But, the third Made in the West, we ended up at the Paddington RSL.
Yeah. That's
because
right,
the Roxy, tragedy happens, and the Roxy closed down. I think it closed down 8 weeks before the festival. So we had to re-advertise the venue. It was a bloody nightmare.
Yeah, and I well done to you, because I had nothing to do with that. Like it was.
Yeah, well, I was running everything at that point, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think Misty stepped in after that. After the second, she may have stepped in on the first Paddington RSL one. So Misty stepped in as
running towards the fire.
Yeah, well, she's now the general manager. She runs Made in the West.
She is the fire.
She is the fire. I build a lot of the products around it, do the digital architecture. But Misty is certainly the GM, no doubt about that. Big shout out to Misty.
The biggest shout out.
A massive shout out.
Literally to everyone else that we have previously shouted out to. You ain't shit. Biggest shout out to Misty.
But yeah, so you've darted in and out of Made in the West, with content and as an organizer.
Yeah.
This is our 8th year. I've watched the content go from sort of backyard tinkerers to, something that's absolutely pristine.
Not that that's a bad thing.
No, of course
tinker
not.
away in your backyard.
No, but I think it's, totally. I think the content is just off its head. It just gets better and better every year.
Stop, because we say that every year. But it's true somehow.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just feels like, a thing that people say. It's our spiel or it's our marketing.
It's international content. Like it's
so good.
It is so good. Like these guys are going into international film festivals and taking wins.
Let's take a moment to appreciate some of the films over the years. What has been your all-time favourite film?
Gosh, I don't know. Look,
I think you do know.
I do know that my favourite films from Made in the West over the last 8 years. Yeah, I'd like to do an All Stars one time. You know, maybe on the 10th year we do an All Stars, like, you know, winners of Made in the West, all the, you know, some of the bigger highlighted films.
Yeah. But I'd have to interesting, like all of the Audience Choice Awards head to head. Like,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, for all the Audience Choice Awards head to head and see who gets the award. I'd have to say my favourite film of all time in Made in the West, and you've got to understand that I curate these films. I curate them from when they go through the portal all the way up into, you know, their presentation at the festival. So a lot of this content I've watched multiple times, and I'd have to say my favourite film of all time is Clarté de Lame. Emma Elias.
That's her, yeah.
Yeah, Emma Elias. She, bloody talented filmmaker. She made that in high school. That was a year 12 film that she had done, and I would wage it against some of the heavy hitters of Made in the West these days. It is a movie that will make you laugh and cry within a minute.
Yeah. How does she do it?
Yeah, and it's one of the most gorgeously shot films. It's just absolutely beautiful film.
Yeah.
It's just well balanced. It has such a well balance all the way through it. Its duration is timeless. The film is timeless. The way it's shot is timeless. The story is timeless. It connects with absolutely everyone.
Yeah.
It'd be a very rare person to find that doesn't connect with that film.
Yeah.
Just, you know, spoiler alert, it's a film about a retiree that's lost his wife, and
sorry, Emma, I just burped.
And you think she's there, and then you realise that she's not there anymore, and it's just, the way that they convey that, the way that she's conveyed that message is just phenomenal. But there are a lot of shout out films for Made in the West. Instead of naming films, perhaps I should name filmmakers, because they're multiple entries.
I have a personal label for them, and I hide the message in the print media for Made in the West, and I call them rock stars. Yeah.
So if you look at print media from Made in the West, you'll find rock star written here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
So there is a list of rock stars. I'd say the first rock star.
We would be morally remiss if we did this podcast and we're doing these shout outs and we're talking about rock stars if we did not mention, and I hope you don't mind me jumping in here.
Yeah, sure.
The one, the only, Von Pattaya.
Yeah, that's who I was going to say. He was our first rock star.
Yeah.
This guy is absolutely talented. Wonderful director, wonderful filmmaker.
Yeah. A theatre writer and actor as well.
Yeah, just a
playwright.
A playwright. Yeah, he's just a talented guy. Yeah. He has been runner-up at Made in the West more than anyone. Yeah. He hasn't taken a lot of the glass away. I think he's only ever gotten one once.
Dead Man's
But he has been runner-up, I think, most years of Made in the West. He's always come second, which is always like this. Oh, Von, you just kill it every year. You just always have this awesome film, and there's some blue flamer that comes out and snatches it off you.
That's it. His film last year, Window.
No, year before Wins Window, I think.
Was it?
Yeah.
What did he do last year?
Last year
was Shading, or if you're the host of the festival, Shading, apparently.
I missed that. Did he?
Yeah, it was the best. I had to leave the
Did
auditorium.
Preston say that?
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to James Preston. No way there.
I had to leave the cinema because I was laughing that hard.
Yeah, what did he call it again? Shading.
And then, of course, Bina's like, it's Shading! I lost it.
Yeah. So he's always a top runner.
Window for me is one of my all-time favourite films.
Oh, very good movie.
Yeah.
Again, just a really cool story. Something that again a lot of people could connect with. You know, and they can see. You know, and it's very voyeuristic film.
You know who else springs to mind is Rebecca Greensell for Happy Guy.
Happy Guy, yeah. Is this because of the Neighbours or Home and Away connection?
No, well, I think the lead actor was from Home and Away, but as a Neighbours and a dedicated Neighbours fan, I have to naturally hate Home and Away.
Oh, is that how that goes?
That's how that goes.
Yeah, okay.
The two cannot coincide, unfortunately. But I think you really liked Happy Guy, did you not?
Yeah, I did. I think it was one of those movies where, because you feel for the guy, you're like, oh, leave him alone. Leave him alone.
I remember watching that film with you and you like pausing it and going, so this means this, and like you would like,
oh yeah,
all these images and all these hidden messages.
Yeah, it's the use of film language in that movie is really good.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Beck's gone on to, I shouldn't. I don't know.
They all are going on to things.
Like a talent camp. She's gone on to get access to something. And I should actually know what that is before I start this sentence. And I don't. I'm really sorry, Beck. But she is obviously destined for great things. Well, she's amazing.
I get a really big buzz out of where people are going. Like it's just such a launching pad for people. It's just really cool. But there's we've already named them. Like I think we must say Rachel Bell Myers. She's certainly a rock star of Maine the West. Taking out the top glassware 2 years in a row is a bloody achievement. Yeah. I'd say.
This young and upcomer, can I say, a runner-up best student film last year for...
David Howie.
Yeah, but what was the name of his runner-up film?
Milo.
No, that was his winning film from this year, but in 2017, his runner-up was the gambling one. What was it called? A Day of Play. The Life of Play.
The Day of Play.
Sorry, Dave. We should really know that.
Oh yeah, but he's another rock and roll star, man.
Isn't he, Josh?
Yeah, he's a massive up and comer, and he's also making he's multi-dimensional, man. He's doing all kinds of content.
I also think he's like really, really funny. Like he just has this totally.
Yeah, he's definitely on the. Yeah. Well, look, you'll get to check out David Howie once we release Maine the West TV. Yeah. With that said, Matty C. Vella, he's certainly a rock star of Maine the West. He's been with Maine the West for a long time.
He comes every year. His bathroom selfies.
Yes.
Shout out to the bathroom selfies.
Yeah, shout out to the bathroom selfie.
Yeah.
He's entered multiple times and has taken away a lot of glassware. I think... Bina Charger, I think she's another rock star at Maine the West. Her Eurovision film,
Wild Dances.
I just absolutely love that movie. And that was a really good film.
Robin Query. He makes it in every.
He just seems to be in every festival. Yeah. Being an older actor or mature actor.
Actor of age.
He's certainly in Maine the West every year.
Life's a Drag, again, one of my all-time favorite films.
That's another really good.
If for no other reason than like the meme-worthy, you just want to quote it ever, like Bettina, you poor slut, or whatever it is.
Another rock star. That's it. Maine the West.
Who did we have last year? There was some.
Andrew. Look, I've got to say Andrew Lee. Yep. Andrew Lee is phenomenal director.
Yeah.
His film that won last year. Gosh, that's right up there with Clarté de Larme. Like it's
Melon Grab is
the
film.
Yeah, what a beautiful film.
Wasn't it just?
Yeah, very clever and like just insanely shot.
Yeah.
It's insane, the quality of that film.
And you know what's crazy is we, in the background of Maine in the West last year, trying to get him to open up on camera, trying to talk about this film and, where did it come from, and he just wouldn't budge. He just wasn't opening that part of himself, whatever reason. And then, of course, we invite him along to Maine in the West TV, and even in rehearsals, he's not budging, and then as soon as the camera rolls, he delivers. And it's really quite something. You're like, he totally. Holy hell!
Yeah, he totally blew my mind, man.
Yeah.
Well, look, we don't want to spoil.
Maine in West
TV.
The TV show.
You have to watch the TV show to find out what's going on.
I love a good spoiler.
But we'll have it out in a couple of weeks, or actually maybe a month.
Well, when is this going out?
Oh, this will be on out in about a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a couple of weeks in about a month's time.
Yeah, a couple of weeks in a month's time.
So really 2 months.
Yeah. No. Okay. 6 weeks.
Mess was never my strong suit. Other rock stars, I want to mention Ali Kadim.
Yes.
Saving Mercury last year was really quite something.
Margareta Moya.
Moi. I don't know. Sorry, Margareta. We love you though.
We always know you as Margs. She's in everything.
Too. Yeah.
She's always in the festival in some capacity.
Yeah.
So there are actors and directors. I'm really worried that we're missing out a director.
Oh well, I mean we're bound to. We're very likely to.
Bridget LeMay.
Well, how about we? Okay, let's
I think
recap.
that film Sunday that was absolutely
which actually
amazing.
took out Best in the West and Audience Choice in 2014.
Yeah, she took out both.
Yep.
Yeah, she's the only one that's ever taken out both. Yeah, she took out the Audience Choice and
the year after was Vaughn with Dead Man's Face was my own Best in the West.
Dead Man's Face was a very good movie.
2016 was First World Problems, Rachel Bell Myers. 2017 was the other Rachel Bell Myers one. Which was the name of that film? It's the Curated Illusions. Sorry, RBM.
Yeah.
2018, of course, was Andrew Lee. Madeline Grab. And this year is anyone's game.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, is this a good segue into submissions are open?
Submissions are always open. Okay.
Submit your films.
The portal is always open. We've actually already got submissions.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
So submissions are open.
It's about 3 or 4 already.
How about that?
Yeah, we'll be breaking records every year.
There we go. Well, we have our winners for the year so far.
Our front runners.
That's right. Well, you should submit your films, and you can submit your films if you have a location, a cast member or a crew member from Western Sydney.
There you go, you've just plugged it.
I have.
Good for you, Jonathan.
Thanks. If I wrote a book, I think I could sell it, because clearly I can segue into anything.
So what projects are you working on at the moment?
Well, looking ahead to my future, I'm really excited to be working with Rachel Bell Myers, actually, on an upcoming project. I don't want to mention anything.
You're at that stage. You can't mention any details.
Look, I just don't know if I can, so I won't.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Are you working on anything else?
Well, with Rachel's thing, what I will say is that I think it'll be a really, really different role, and I think it will allow me to flex some muscles that I've recently developed, in a more professional in my day job, which excites me.
Great.
Of course, Made in the West 2019 will be here before we know it.
2019.
So that'll be coming up, and there's heaps to do in the lead up to that. Otherwise, I'm really excited to do something with Still Searching Productions. I'm sure there's something.
We have a few on the burner
coming up.
There's always on the burner.
You want to go film in space, I hear.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. That's one I would like to do, which is GoPro into space.
Right.
I'd like to do that, but I don't know. I've got a few scripts there I'd like to actually do.
I feel like
now that you're unemployed, I might, see what you're up to.
You have to snap me up before everyone else does.
Yeah, no, but you just tell them no.
Well, I've just told RBM yes, so you better pounce on me soon.
Yeah, all right. I'll give me a week.
To the punch.
Jeez, man, that's quick, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Why don't you don't write, you don't call. Why'd you talk to me?
Yeah.
Anything else? So other than the SSP, Made in the West?
This is the thing, right? My head's been so far into day job stuff that I just really haven't been flexing those creative muscles this year. So look, I think I'm really excited to jump back into writing. I think that'll give me a lot of energy and make me feel really good. What that will be remains to be seen. I have an idea. Let me pitch you.
Okay.
I think it's going to be called Close Shave. But I kind of hate that. But in a stylized version, the O in close is a 0, and like the A in shave is a 4. But it's meant to be like spy, secret underworld, and basically it's an idea that's kind of like that movie whose name I forget, but it's like an Australian spy movie set in Western Sydney, and there's like this very Torchwood underground bunker, under Prince Alfred Park in Parramatta, and it's basically this secret government operating outside the government, secret bureau whose job it is to foresee like natural disasters and acts of terrorism and, headlines, breaking news and that sort of stuff, and tries to divert it and tries they somehow, and I've got all these ideas.
Sounds pretty cool to me.
They're able to ascertain when things are going to happen, and they send their secret agents out to try and stop it from happening.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm in.
cool.
Yeah, no, I'm always in.
But what excites me about that is that the main character is definitely going to be a very, very proud gay man, you know? Like this action figure who is gay as well, because I feel like you don't get to see enough of that.
Yeah,
so.
tough gay guy.
Yeah, tough gay guy.
Yeah, right.
His name could be Butch. Can't be Butch.
It can't be Butch.
No, his name will probably be, I don't know.
Ronaldo.
Ruben? I really like the name Ruben.
Ruben's pretty good. You like Ruben?
What did you say, Ronaldo?
Ronaldo.
Spanish for Ronald.
Ronnie, mate. Ronnie.
Old mate Ron.
Well, look.
What are you working on at the moment?
Me? Oh, don't worry about me. I was about to wrap it up. You want me to wrap it up?
No.
You want to keep going? How much time have I got? I've got a bit of time.
I'm so comfortable. I don't want this to ever end.
Man, I'm always working on heaps of things. You know, look, I've been working on this podcast. That's what I've been working on.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like you're just desperate for more. You're just hungry for more. Like musician isn't enough, you know. Painter isn't enough.
Oh, I'm not a painter.
You are. You're an artist, you know. You're a musician. You're an editor. You're a cinematographer. You're a film festival director. Like, now turned podcast.
Yeah, well, I think you just got to fire on all those cylinders, man. Like, I think the podcast is a really good opportunity to, like, talk to all these artists that I know. And get it documented what they're up to, get them out there because they deserve to be out there.
Do you think that? And I don't know. I'm sure this podcast will be artists of all kinds.
Yeah, totally.
So just this episode, short filmmaking only. I feel like it's my only creative outlet. So in that sense, I don't know. I have no idea where I was going with this sentence.
So well, it sounds like you're talking about film being an outlet.
Film is an outlet.
So sure. Why are you a scriptwriter? Why do you do it? Now we're getting deep. Deep.
No, I don't think it's deep. I think I do it because sometimes stories need to be told. I'm also mindful that I'm a white dude and my stories don't need to be told as much as other people's stories. I'm gay though. I've got something going for me.
Is that resume stuff?
I'm gay for free though, like an idiot.
Well, I say if you're good at something, you do it for free.
There you go.
Oh, look.
Yeah.
Well, let me wrap it up.
All right.
Because we can talk about what I'm doing.
Are you going to actually rap?
You want me? No, I'm not going to actually rap.
That's disappointing.
Oh, look, I'm always working on a lot of things. SSP is a lot of work. A little bit of commercial clients, which is great.
Certainly helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Ladies and gentlemen, if your business or service needs some film production work, please contact Ross Page at Still Searching Productions.
Yes, please do.
stillsearchingproductions.com. And that is how you segue into a plug, my friend.
That's how you segue to a plug?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's actually, contact me at stillsearchingproductions@gmail.com. Oh. But, I'm
so sorry.
But other than that, yes, that was perfect.
Yeah.
I'm stillsearchingproductions@gmail.com. Look, Jonathan, I'd like to thank you so much for being here today. You are a close and dear friend of mine. You are a fantastic producer. You're a good script writer. Soon to be a great script writer. I just think you've got a lot going on for you, and I look forward to more of your company now that you are going
like it's actually
unemployed.
Day, like it's not nighttime and freezing cold.
Well, it's Friday. It's Friday, freezing cold, and we're drinking cider and beer.
This is us hustling.
Yeah,
and making it work.
Yeah, well, that's it. How long did it take me to get the cod past? It took me a while to set it up. Like this just doesn't happen overnight.
What are we? We're the start of May now, and I remember you saying you had this idea in January. Yeah,
so it's taken a while to get it together. Yeah,
all good things.
Because there's just so much things going on. There's so much noise going on.
Also a very close dear friend.
Thank you.
Friend for life.
Friend for life. I like that.
And a brother.
You are my brother from another mother. Yeah.
Yeah. And thank you very much for having me. It's been fun.
Yeah, thank you.
I feel like we might have exhausted all of the good content before we press record.
Is that what we've done?
I don't know. Well, I don't know. Maybe this conversation has just been more like professional.
Or maybe we got too drunk. Did we get too drunk?
I don't feel drunk at all.
Well, maybe we should drink more.
Do it all again.
Do it all over again. No, but once again, thank you for joining us on the Pagey train, Jonathan. Thank you.
Is there some outro music?
No, there's no outro music.